Hey, GratuiTous here from itsgratuitous.com. In this video, I'm going to share how I've set up the T-RackS 5 Classic Clipper with the M Audio Oxygen Pro Premium template by GratuiTous, all right? So on version 3, I had it set up just on the knobs, but I want to share that I have changed that in just a newer version here in version 3.0.2. And so how I have that is usually this slider is always our input volume. That's just how I like the workflow. And then this one is our on and off. Now we're not able to visually see it off and on. Like for example, you can see like the bypass is right here, but this one right here does our off and on any plugins that support off and on built into the plugin. All right. So we have our input volume, and what you can see is I have limited how much gain we can do because usually I'm not pushing it that hard. I just want to have some fine-tuned control. And then the next two knobs right here, one is doing our output. And again, as you can see, we are very limited to how much we can do. And then we have our slope. All right. And so that's it. So let's just bring this back. So I'll put this back to 0, and then I'll bring this down a little bit. So let's just hit play. This is a beat I made this morning, and I'll just kind of share how you can kind of adjust the T-RackS clipper. This is a super, super powerful clipper. If you do not own it, it is such an awesome mastering tool because you are able to do your soft knee or hard knee, kind of like a blend in between. And it's just really awesome for loudness in your music. So let's just hit play here. So turn it off. All right, so this is where I want to do my output because it's when it's on, it's much louder. So let's turn back a little bit. Now you don't have to go minus 3.3. So as you can see, it's 3.3 of boost. You just kind of want it so that when you turn it off and on, it's kind of like a fair volume comparison. Now when we turn it off, you can see the plugin actually stops even though it's not turning this off and on. So again, this one is off. And then this one is our input volume. All right, so you can just hear that. It's just adding that loudness, clipping off those peaks, keeping things a little bit more consistent. Might be a little bit harsh. Off. So the drums are hitting a lot harder here. So in this case, let's just pull back the slope a little bit. Off. Just sounds more even. All right. So again, quick recap. So the last slider here, I always try to get this for our volume. All right. So in the previous version, it was the first knob here, but I've switched it to the last slider because this is more consistent with the other plugins. All right. So we have our volume, we have off and on. Again, the actual plugin doesn't really show us it's off and on, but the meters will stop. And the goal here is when it's off and on, we want to hear a fair volume comparison. And then again, you can kind of blend for whatever style you're going for, whether more, hard clipping, more soft clipping. If it's hard, you are going to get a little bit more loudness, but things might not sound as balanced. And when you go more softer, things can sound a lot more balanced. Like, kind of the song kind of sounds more cohesive. Okay, so volume, input, this is how much clipping we want to happen, off and on, and then we use our output to compensate for our input, right? So when we're turning off and on, it's a fair volume comparison. Are we pushing it too loud? Are we hearing distortion? You don't want to hear the distortion. You just want to get some extra loudness, all right? And then again, this last knob is our slope, okay? And again, that blends between soft knee and hard knee. Again, if you do not have the T-RackS Classic Clipper, I highly, highly recommend it. It has been such an awesome tool to have for mastering. All right, so again, this is my M Audio Oxygen Pro FL Studio template by GratuiTous. Just visit itsgratuitous.com. You will see the Oxygen Pro template there, and I hope you enjoy.